No matter how much I hate him, I respect his game.
And you called me a and then you said you hated me. Apologize for it.
You can show me anything you want. There's no way you can convince me he wasn't the ass.
We are Hoop Central, and this is inside the craziest beefs in NBA history. From trash talk to icy handshakes to outright brawls, NBA beefs give us fans the kind of soap opera drama that keeps us coming back for more. Before we get into the best NBA beefs, do us a favor by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We have a bunch of new awesome videos on the way, and you don't want to miss them. So what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and join the Hoop Central fam. All right, let's get this show going. Dillon Brooks versus LeBron James. When you come at the king, you best not miss. That's a lesson that Dillon Brooks learned the hard way when he started his now infamous beef with LeBron James. This feud is a modern-day classic that is chock full of ample drama and bitter back and forths. Dillon Brooks, who loves being the NBA's self-proclaimed villain, quite literally poked the bear during the 2023 playoffs. To start things off, Brooks called LeBron old and dismissed his legacy, claiming he doesn't respect anyone until they give him 40. Big mistake, Dillon.
I don't care, he's old. I poke bears.
LeBron didn't just respond on the court. He devastated the Memphis Grizzlies with dominant performances that all but silenced Brooks and his so-called swagger.
They clear the area. Back in, LeBron. Everybody stays at home, and LeBron makes them pay.
After the Lakers eliminated the Grizzlies from the playoffs, the internet had a field day just roasting Brooks, who conveniently avoided post-game interviews and snuck out the back door instead of talking to the press. To make matters even worse, Brooks wasn't even re-signed by Memphis in the offseason, with speculation suggesting that he may have missed out on a contract because of the controversy he brought to the team. Brooks has found new success with the Houston Rockets, and his career has recovered, but he will always be known as the guy who poked the bear and then got mauled by it. Isaiah Thomas versus Michael Jordan. Is this the biggest NBA beef of all time? Honestly, it might be. And it actually lives on to this day.
No way you can convince me he was an asshole.
And you called me a and then you said you hated me.
Even though both stars have been long retired. The Bad Boy Pistons were the bane of Michael Jordan's existence in the late 80s and early 90s, and the rivalry and animosity between Jordan and Isaiah Thomas became legendary. Die-hard NBA fans remember the Pistons' infamous Jordan Rules defense, which was specifically designed to physically punish MJ every time he touched the ball. They were trying to make life hard for his airness. Jordan's Bulls eventually got their revenge in 1991, sweeping Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's the off-the-court tension that keeps this feud alive. Thomas's exclusion from the 1992 Dream Team is widely believed to have been orchestrated by Jordan, who allegedly told Team USA officials he wouldn't play if Thomas was included. Ouch. Even now, decades later, these two still throw shade at each other in interviews. Isaiah insists he's owed an apology, while Jordan's legendary "it became personal for me" meme says it all. They're playing nice now, at least in public, but one of the NBA's worst kept secrets is that Jordan and Thomas still have beef. This one just won't end. Shaquille O'Neal versus Kobe Bryant. Few feuds have been as public and dramatic as the one between Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant during their historic time with the Lakers. Despite winning 3 straight championships together, their clashing egos nearly tore the entire team apart. Shaq criticized Kobe's notorious ball-hogging tendencies, while Kobe took shot at Shaq's conditioning and work ethic. The feud hit its peak during the 2003-2004 season, culminating in Shaq's trade to the Miami Heat. Even after the split, the tension lingered. Shaq's infamous freestyle rap that bashed Kobe became a viral sensation.
Kobe, how my taste. Everybody, Kobe, how my taste. Yeah, you couldn't do it without me. Kobe, you couldn't do it without me.
Only adding fuel to the fiery feud. Thankfully, the two reconciled later in life, sharing laughs and memories during interviews in the years leading up to Kobe's untimely passing. This beef thankfully came to an end, but Laker fans always wondered what would have happened had these two just seen eye to eye and stuck together. Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook. When Kevin Durant left the Oklahoma City Thunder for the Golden State Warriors in 2016, it wasn't just a betrayal to the fans, it was a dagger to Russell Westbrook's heart. Westbrook, known for his fiery loyalty and relentless competitiveness, took Durant's departure personally, and he let him know it. The two exchanged subtle and not so subtle jabs through the media, and their on-court matchups were must-see TV. The infamous cupcake chants, a jab at Durant for being soft, highlighted their first meeting breakup. Though they've since patched things up, this feud remains a prime example of how personal loyalty can clash with professional ambition. Charles Barkley versus Draymond Green. Draymond Green is never one to mince words and has made a career out of antagonizing opponents. However, his feud with Charles Barkley, TNT's most outspoken analyst, is a clash of eras and egos. Barkley frequently criticizes Green's game, famously saying he'd punch him in the face if they ever played together. Unsurprisingly, Draymond fired back, claiming Barkley's opinions don't matter because he has no championships. The back and forth has provided countless soundbites, with Barkley's colorful analogies and Draymond's unfiltered responses keeping fans entertained. At the end of the day, it seems like these two actually are starting to like one another. But this beef remains the verbal equivalent of a heavyweight title fight, and neither side will ever truly back down. Reggie Miller versus Spike Lee. Sometimes NBA beefs don't even involve two players. Case in point, Indiana Pacers star Reggie Miller's war with Hollywood's Spike Lee, the Knicks superfan, during the 1994 playoffs. In Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Miller turned to Spike, who was courtside, and began jawing after every big shot. The trash talk fueled Miller to a 25-point fourth quarter, silencing both the Knicks and their most famous fan. The image of Miller making a choking gesture at Spike remains iconic. Though the two have since made peace, their explosive exchanges added an extra layer of drama to one of the NBA's most heated rivalries. These days, Miller spends his time calling games on television, while Lee still remains courtside during Knicks games, ready to spar with anyone who wants to take on his team. Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson. Before LeBron and KD, there was Bird and Magic. Their rivalry began in college and carried over into the NBA, where they represented two polar opposites. Bird's blue-collar Boston Celtics versus Magic's Showtime Los Angeles Lakers. The competition between the two was fierce, with each player pushing the other to new heights. Although the rivalry was rooted in respect, there were moments of genuine hostility, especially during their early encounters. Eventually, the mutual animosity gave way to friendship, but their battles on the court remain some of the most epic in NBA history. In many ways, this was the dawn of NBA beefs, and it is still one of the best of all time. LeBron James versus Dan Gilbert. LeBron's decision to leave Cleveland for Miami in 2010 sent shockwaves through the NBA, but the fallout with Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert turned the situation nuclear. Gilbert's infamous open letter, written in Comic Sans for some reason, called LeBron's departure a cowardly betrayal and promised Cleveland would win a title before LeBron ever did. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. Though LeBron eventually returned to Cleveland and delivered on his promise to bring a championship to the city, the tension between him and Gilbert was palpable. Even during their second stint together, their relationship remained frosty, proving that some wounds never fully heal. Paul Pierce versus LeBron James. LeBron's name shows up a lot on this list, but his feud with Paul Pierce might be the pettiest of them all. This beef began in the late 2000s, when Pierce's Celtics regularly clashed with LeBron's Cavaliers. The two exchanged trash talk for years, with Pierce frequently downplaying LeBron's accomplishments. Yes, even in retirement, Pierce didn't let up, famously leaving LeBron off his list of the top 5 NBA players of all time.
On air. Live on air. Magic Johnson.
Yes?
I'm going Michael Jordan. I'm going Kobe at the 3. I'm going Russell at the 4. And then
you ain't even see Russell play.
Hey, listen, he got 11. Listen.
That being said, he has warmed up to LeBron recently and even submitted his name into the GOAT conversation. So the ice between these two might finally be thawing out. This is a beef that probably won't ever fully resolve. Both men will remain cordial and professional, but we can all agree they just don't like one another. This beef started on the court, but it won't stay there. Bill Laimbeer versus, well, everyone. If there's one player synonymous with NBA beefs, it's Bill Laimbeer. The bad boy Pistons enforcer was universally hated by opponents for his physical and often dirty style of play. From Larry Bird,
See Sting, and the 24-second clock goes down, and Bird and Laimbeer go at it.
Michael Jordan.
25 to go opening quarter. There's a fight right there. Laimbeer and Jordan. Yes, indeed.
Charles Barkley.
And Laimbeer. Barkley gets in the left. Laimbeer will come back with an uppercut.
Laimbeer's hit list reads like a Hall of Fame roster. Laimbeer embraced his role as the league's villain, relishing the boos and fights that came his way. While his tactics earned him 2 championships, they also made him one of the most despised players in NBA history. To this day, Laimbeer remains unapologetic about his approach to the game. Yeah, he ruffled quite a few feathers, and even bruised a few players, but he doesn't regret a thing. We don't tune in to NBA games for the beefs, but let's be honest, it's a fun aspect of the game that we all secretly love. There's just something fun about seeing two people battle it out on the court and really, truly not like one another. Hey, we can admit that we all love drama. That's it for our list of the craziest beefs in NBA history. Put in the comments below which one you thought was the beefiest. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you get the latest videos right when they drop. Until then, we'll see you next time.